Hello there, gamers. This is RRPG here, and I'm not going to do a traditional, review of what I'm playing right now. This is basically going to be a plugs video where I need to give shout-outs to some of the YouTube reviewers who are online, because I really come to enjoy their work, and I figured that most of you can expand your horizons if you want to see other reviewers online and see most of their work. Now, I'm going to give you about maybe 4 or 5 plugs, so it's not going to be for everybody, but I will intend to do another one again when my horizons when I broaden my horizons sooner enough, when I see more come online, and I'll let you know about them. But for now, we're going to do these 4 or 5. Now, the first plug that I need to give a shout out to is Screw Attack Europe. Now, Screw Attack Europe is composed by 2 of the United Kingdom's best video game gurus out there. Oddly enough, goes by the name of Guru Larry and Wes. Basically, what they do is they have video game reviews, and they go to special events where some of the stuff they actually do is pretty comical. Like, for instance, they were on a DVD called the Renegade Reviewers DVD with a lot of other YouTube subscribers, and one of the things that they went to was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. They had like some sort of party over there in Europe. So that was actually pretty funny, and some of their video reviews are pretty good, even though they're pretty short. And some of them are actually pretty good, like the new Uncharted 2. And some of the other stuff that they do is I think they did a couple of videos that are when they are playing Rock Band 2, and Guru Larry is singing on the microphone, and he shows off a heck of an amazing performance. May not actually be imitated from some of the other songs, well, some of them are, but he actually does a pretty good job. And Wes does a good job playing, I think it's either the bass or just the regular guitar. So if you want to check that out, check out Guru Larry and Wes. Now, the next guy who I need to give a plug to is a YouTube user by the name of Chugga Conroy. Now, Chugga Conroy he's not a reviewer, but he's more of a guy who does video walkthroughs. And some of his famous walkthroughs are Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario 64, Super Mario RPG, and so many others to name a few. So he mainly does walkthroughs on Mario games by far, and I do look forward to seeing him, broaden his horizons with more games, kind of like the Legend of Zelda games, and so much more. I might be doing a Let's Play series, and it won't be like, it won't be that elaborate like he does. It may be, but we'll just have to see how that goes. I may be going for something a little bit more simple, like the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis games or NES games, just to get started right away. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you like Let's Play walkthroughs, or if you like Mario games in general where you need to get a good walkthrough and some information on how to get through certain parts, then Chugga Conroy is the guy for you. Okay, now the third YouTube reviewer that I like to give a shout out to is a user by the name of Aqualung Game Reviews. Now, this guy, he's also a part of the Renegade Reviewers DVD, and he mainly does reviews on NES and Atari 2600 games. Now, in his reviews, he mostly does have a monotone voice, but he actually goes beyond that of just giving a review. I mean, after he gives a review, he will go through a whole game walkthrough, even though he has to, comprise it down really quick to about, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes for a video game walkthrough, but they're mostly pretty good, and he helps give you basic tips as to what you need to get through on certain games that you're having trouble with. So, if you like NES games and need to get a walkthrough on certain parts where you need to get through, then Aqualung Game Reviews is your man. Now, these last 2 YouTube reviewers are basically the pinnacle of video game reviews on the internet. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is a YouTube reviewer by the name of Swag Show. Now, Swag Show, he basically is kind of in the same review category as like the Angry Video Game Nerd, but less mature to an extent. More of his stuff is more basically around the teen audience, where the profanity isn't there, but some of his reviews are actually pretty good and pretty elaborate at what they do. And some of the stuff that he kind of does outside of the reviews, for example, like in the Minish Cap, his review on The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, he has a review. I mean, he has live action segments where he is the host of a video game club, and he has 3 other reviewers he is giving tips on how to become a better reviewer online. Yeah, he basically does that, and he's also a worker for Got Game, and he does video reviews and reviews on hardware there. So if you want to check out somebody who has a really big passion in video games and one of the best entertaining individuals to do, basically like a show for game reviews, then Swag Show's your man. Now, the final one, I have to say, is pretty much a no-brainer for me, because I've been sticking with this guy ever since back in 2007. And he goes by the name of Nightwing01, or he's known as K-Wing the Real Game Master. Now, this guy has over about 150 reviews on his YouTube channel, Got Game, the Game Nights channel, which he and Swag both work together. They make a YouTube channel in order to become a partnership for YouTube to become like a video game reviewing channel for YouTube, even though they haven't gotten partnership yet, but they're trying so hard. But anyway, back to K-Wing. He does so many reviews that range from Nintendo titles. There are some really good reviews out there, like Castlevania, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and the Chrono Trigger review. That's definitely up there. And he actually does some video reviews where he has his wife join him to give voiceovers on what they both think on certain games. So K-Wing has more of a passion to review games that are based on different genres, whereas K-Wife, she reviews games that has more of a cuteness factor, and I actually find that to be pretty entertaining at times. And she has her own review show that she's going to be doing later on in the future, but she's mostly stuck to K-Wing's review shows ever since, beginning of 2007, and or last year, I think, and they've been doing really well, and more reviews are growing, and more are soon to come. And they even have their own video game podcast, which is about a show that goes on for about every 2-3 weeks. But K-Wing and Swag also has a Game Nights audio podcast that they do every week, and it's kind of like Screw Attack Side Scrollers, where they do news, new releases, what they're playing, and mailbag questions. So, other than that, K-Wing Reviews, or K-Wing the Real Game Master, is a really good prime example of a YouTube reviewer on the internet. So, you ought to check out his stuff. It's actually pretty darn good, and I've subscribed to his videos, and I talked to him, even though I did comments, but we actually had some pretty good discussions. And if you're a fan of elaborate reviews, then K-Wing the Real Game Master's for you. So those are the 5 people I have to give plugs to. I mean, there's Chugga Conroy, Screw Attack Europe with Guru Larry and Wes, Aqualung Game Reviews, Swag Show, and K-Wing the Real Game Master. And K-Wife, if you want to count 6, but she's mostly working with K-Wing right now until her own review show gets up on YouTube. Well, those are some of the plugs that I need to give out to, so that's just to broaden your horizons, and if you want to check out these people, I post their YouTube user channels on the description tab, and you can check them out. And just so you know, Batman Arkham Asylum is coming out on Halloween, and it's going to be a 2-part episode, and I'm trying so hard to get a Batman costume, but hopefully I can get that before Halloween comes. Hopefully I can get it around the beginning of next week. And I'm soon close to getting my PSP 3000, so I can record PSP footage on my HD TV, on my DVD recorder. So that way I can get Dissidia Final Fantasy up in the near future. Well, anyway, that does it for me, guys. This is Double RPG Reviews, and I will be back in full force next week with a review of Batman Arkham Asylum. And probably the next game review after that is going to be Dissidia. But I'm going to have to put in more emphasis and work to get that all done, so that way I can get it up for you guys. Well, anyway, that does it for me. You guys take care, and God bless, and I will see you next week. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 action to play.